Hi everyone. Hello. Uh, Semifinals are now starting. Welcome back to everyone. We started with 32 participants, and now we are down to 16. And by the time four semifinals are done, we'll be down to four. And then by the time the final is done, we'll have a new champion. Uh, as is the tradition, every semi-final has to start with monologue, which is just me taking 2 minutes to answer some of the things that people message me about when the tournament starts. A lot of messages that I get is about how how you were not interested in quizzing, and then you saw the tournament and it's like, oh my god, quizzing can be fun. The response to that is comes from the fact that a good quiz should always have questions which are interesting enough and should have the right optimum amount of clue and should be framed in a way that even if you're not into quizzing, but if you see a question as a participant or as an audience, you should feel like अरे ये तो निकल सकता था या फिर अरे ये तो मुझे आता था, and that should be one of the filters. So this is a suggestion to anyone who ever creates a quiz or conducts a quiz to keep these few filters in mind. Um, it's not about just knowing random things. You know what I mean? Uh, the uh, the best analogy that I have, which I always quote, is when you play dumb charades or charades, dumb charades with your friends in a house party. Invariably, there'll be one guy in the middle who will get up and say, "मैं एक ऐसा film दूंगा जो कोई guess नहीं कर पाएगा." And then you're like, dude, you missed the point. You missed the point. It's not about just giving random movies in dumb charades and just feeling good कि oh ये किसी को पता नहीं था. So my only suggestion to everyone who ever quizzes or conducts a quiz is that it's not a test of knowledge. It's not about how much you know or how much random shit you know. It's about how you can deduce things when you're given with a set of information. How do you find clues and how do you sort of shortlist and arrive at a question? And for me, it's been a passion, but I'm just very glad that a lot of you here in the chat and Instagram and everywhere else who message that it's been a lot of fun and they learned something new. Okay, yeah, that's what I want. I want to start this semi-final with that note. It's time to now start the quiz. And for the quiz, we need participants. These are 4 people who have made their way through some insane quarterfinals done earlier. Let me call them alphabetically. The first participant was part of a quarterfinal which was very close, very exciting, but on the back of Silk Smitha, German brands, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and Chivalry. She's here as our first semi-finalist. Give it up for Ahsaas Channa.
Yay! So excited. Hi, KV.
Hi. On that exciting note, our second semi-finalist is someone who is a winner who was making his debut in Quizzing with the Comedians and won his quarterfinal on the back of Vedas. Give it up for Shaad Shafiq.
Hello. Nice to see you.
Nice. Background totally acknowledged, Shaad. Very well done. very well done. On that note, our next semi-finalist has been a consistent feature in all the Quizzing with the Comedians that we have done so far. And before her quarterfinal started, she said, I always come and I'm always so eager to come to KV's quizzes, but I always lose. I've never won. I always come 4th. And then yesterday she became a giant slayer, as they call in any sports tournament. She defeated the defending champion, and she's here as a part of semi-final 1 on the back of great answers. John Lennon, Playboy Manson, Asha Bhosle, and one reason why I'm wearing Freddie Mercury today is because of her answer, Bohemian Rhapsody. Give it up for Shreeja Chaturvedi.
Ooh, hey. Excited.
All the best. And of course, our last contestant is again one of the constant features on all our quizzes, and he's one of the first names I reach out to whenever I plan any quiz because of my enormous love and respect for this person. Give it up for Kanan Gill.
Hello. Hi. Hey guys, what's up?
Hi Kanan. Hi.
Want a good clean quiz, guys? Everybody?
Yes. Very clean quiz so far. All the 8 quarterfinals were very clean, very exciting. Only positive vibes. One theme that has one recurring theme that has happened is Kanan Gill's comparison to various Shahid Kapoor characters. Since the twist started,
Yes.
people have called him Haider with hair. People have called him Kabir Singh with hair and
Haider.
facial hair. And Haider. Oh man. Okay. All the best. All the best to all of you.
Header.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
Shout
First
out.
question to Ahsaas. The order will be Ahsaas, Kanan, Shaad, Shreeja. After question number 12. So from question number 13, the order will be Shreeja, Shaad, Kanan, Ahsaas. Question number 1 is a very direct question. You need to identify the author of the book whose face has been blanked out. So look at the book. The book says Judo, History, Theory, Practice. There's a guy sitting there in a judo costume. His name is removed. And there are three authors created for this book. The first name obviously has been removed. That's the name we are looking for. And the other two names are also hints in some way. The other two names are Vasily Shestakov and Alexei Levitsky. Okay, so someone who clearly knows a lot about judo is the author of this book. Essentially, who are we talking about?
This
And
is a
obviously-
Jatin Judo? Or is that? Oh, sorry, he's a playback singer. My fault. Lyrics Samir, vocals Jatin Judo.
I'll pass this. I have no clue.
Okay, passing to Kanan.
Is this Putin?
It is Vladimir Putin. Putin, the Russian president. Putin, also known to be a judo player.
Damn it.
And
I knew it.
that is by Putin, judo, history, theory, and practice. 10 points to Kanan. And we now go
Nice.
to next question. Next question will be to Shaad. Another fairly direct question. In zoology, which is in the world of animals, what exactly is the marsupium that characterizes marsupial mammals? So whenever, so we all know what mammals are, but when we refer to certain mammals as marsupial mammals, how are they different for other mammals? There is something that differentiates marsupial mammals from other mammals, which sorry, Shaad?
No, please.
Which basically means that they have something called marsupium. What exactly is marsupium?
Are they from Mars? Anyway, is it that they lay eggs?
That they lay eggs? No. Shreeja?
Are they birds that are mammals?
They are birds that are mammal. No. Ahsaas?
Do they just belong to one region? Is that it? I mean,
One region? No, not a regional connect. Kanan?
Is the marsupium a bill?
A bill?
Yeah.
No, not a bill. Okay, I'll give a hint, make it a 5-pointer, and then again start with Shaad. The hint is, kangaroo is a marsupial mammal. That's a hint. We'll start with
Is
Shaad.
it that they're very good at boxing? No. Is it that they have pockets?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Pouch. Pouch is the exact word I was looking for. So a marsupial mammal has a pouch. Okay, marsupium refers to pouch, and that's why these animals that you see on screen, most famously kangaroo.
No,
they
that
have pouch.
kangaroo
They have
photo
pouch.
looks very inappropriate, I must say.
5 points to Shaad. This will be Shreeja's question. Shreeja, in the mid-60s, the graffiti slogan "X is God" began popping up on walls around London. The phrase became part of the X mythology, in the sense that his fandom basically, affirming his superhuman guitar prowess. While X claimed he never actually saw the messages, he admitted in his 2007 memoir that he was grateful for their existence, as they gave him the kind of status nobody could tamper with. In 2016, he suggested it wasn't an anonymous fan behind the vandalism, but rather Hamish Grims, a man employed by the Yardbirds' manager to hype up audiences. So let's look at what the question is saying. What essentially happened, 2016, Hamish Grims, a man employed by the Yardbirds' manager to hype up audiences, was in mid-60s. All over London and Wall, people started writing Dash is God, Dash is God, Dash is God and all that, which basically all helped his fandom and his popularity even more, because people were like, "Arey, ye God hai kya? God hai kya? God level hai kya?" Much later, like almost 40 years later, he was asked कि आपको पता है क्या इस बारे में? And he's like, नहीं, मैंने तो कभी नहीं देखा ये सब. But in a book, he said कि हाँ, मतलब I'm grateful कि लोगों ने ऐसा लिखा, and because इसकी वजह से I got a status that nobody could tamper with. In 2016, some people suggested कि ऐसा कुछ किसी ने randomly नहीं लिखा है. It was a planned move in some sense to hype up audiences. Who are we talking about?
Is it David Bowie?
Not David Bowie. Ahsaas.
I'm just gonna go with the easiest guess. Is it Michael Jackson?
No, not Michael Jackson. Passing to Kanan.
Confused between two. Very confused by timeline. Is it Clapton?
It is Eric Clapton. Clapton is God. We still say that in music, in the world of music. Clapton is God. Clapton is God. Kanan gets 10. Next direct will be to Shaad, because Kanan got Eric Clapton right. Shaad, we're talking about the origin of a phrase. Okay, let's look at how this phrase originated. So in the Middle Ages were basically times of rampant superstition. One belief was that jealous forces tried to spoil any good venture. Okay, so there were jealous forces that used to spoil any good venture that someone is doing or going for. Thus, a good luck wish at the start of any endeavor attracted these forces, while a curse made them ignore it. This belief, this is the important part, this belief that if you wish bad unto someone, good will happen. This led to a popular phrase. Yeah,
is it break a leg?
Yeah, beautiful answer. It is break a leg.
I'm
Break a leg. 10
confused
points.
between that and Marja Saleh, but break a leg would have been my guess.
Break a leg is correct. What a beautiful answer. Break a leg, essentially, you wish bad onto someone, but you are actually wishing luck.
I thought break a leg comes from like during times of British theatre, that they would applause you so much after a play that you would be bowing, and that you bow for so long that you break a leg.
How do you bow and break a leg, Shaad? How? In
No,
what way
because
are
you
you
know
bowing?
how
Paralyze हो जाते हैं ना, तो
yeah,
फिर वो
like
The thing is,
नस खिंच
the thing,
जाती
the
है।
more
जोर आ नहीं तो amputate कर दो.
the more you read about origins of these phrases, you'll invariably find more than one theories for all the phrases, because there's no set like dictionary or encyclopedia that gives you legit reason. So it's always there, but some theories are obviously more prominent than the others. Break a leg. Shaad gets 10 points. Next direct to Shreeja. From one phrase, we move to another phrase. Very similar to the last one. We need to identify what phrase are we talking about. In the past, sports such as running and cycling used a handicap system where a line called a dash, okay, that line was called a dash, was drawn to indicate the starting point for all competitors, except for a select few who were allowed to start a little way in front. So a person who was starting from that point was basically one who did not have any advantage. Basically filling the blank, or tell me this is the origin of what phrase. Okay, read it carefully. In the past, sports, mostly cycling, running, used a system where a line was drawn to indicate the starting point for all competitors, except for a select few who were allowed to start a little way in front. Because of this thing, person who was starting from dash was basically one who didn't have any advantage. What do you think this thing led to? What phrase?
Jumpstart?
Jumpstart? No. Passes to Ahsaas.
I don't know.
Okay, passing to Kanan.
Is it scratch?
Yeah, starting from scratch. That is correct. 10 points to Kanan.
Scratch, then I was like, nahi, ye to nahi, scratch to.
When I read
Starting from scratch. Okay, so the answer is the line was called scratch, and that's why when you start from scratch, basically didn't have any advantage. You start right from the beginning, and that's why the phrase starting from scratch came into being.
As soon as it went to Ahsaas, I realized.
I figured that. Because if you keep
I thought he scratched because I read the phrase from scratch. Because मैंने बोला खाने में यूज होता है ना तो
खाने में कब यूज होता है स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम स्क्रैच
यूज करेगा
It's a lot.
अभी पॉटी कर ली तो स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम स्क्रैच
यार देखो नमक ज्यादा डल गया, अब शुरू से बनाना पड़ेगा.
Oh, I thought digestive system.
नहीं, वो
Starting from
पता है
scratch.
कि
My
I made
apologies.
this from scratch so मुझे
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
From
From
Yeah,
scratch,
like
bread,
yeah,
pizza from
Yeah,
scratch.
it's always the thing that you think is never going to be the answer.
Exactly. Now I'm going to
Then-
say whatever, no matter how dumb I look.
Ahsaas 2 months ago, I didn't answer a question in the quiz because I thought it was too stupid, and I think about it almost every day.
Yes, same.
I'm going to think about this like I think of my life now.
Anytime someone says starting from scratch, I'm gonna be like,
Okay, nice. Kanan gets 10 points. Next, direct to Shaad. Shaad, we now go to history. Okay, X was a strong opponent of the All India Muslim League's demand for the partition of India. When the Indian National Congress declared its acceptance of the partition plan without consulting him, he felt very sad, and he told the Congress, "You have thrown us to the wolves." Okay, he spent most of the rest of his life either in jail or in exile. Despite the heavy fighting at the time of his death, both sides of the Soviet war in Afghanistan, the Communist Army and the Mujahideens, declared a ceasefire to allow his burial. Okay, who are we talking about? Let's look at all the hints. Sorry, Shaad, go for
Is
it.
it Subhash Chandra Bose?
No, it's not Subhash Chandra Bose. Shreeja?
And I thought of the communist thing, it was to been him.
Is it
Like he was in Russia.
Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan?
Yeah, beautiful answer. It is Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. 10 points to. So yeah, that's what I was trying to show, in the sense that when Muslim League said the fact that he's opposing partition of India is interesting, right? Because he was a Muslim and he was leader of a region that was
No, it's not.
actually became Pakistan. And you have thrown us to the wolves. You know what I mean? So he's referring to Muslims and he's referring to the land which became Pakistan. And when I say Soviet war ka funda, since he was really popular in northwest frontier Pakistan, NWFP, that region, he is such a legend and probably the biggest leader of that region. Is that both Soviets and the Afghan, like the Mujahideens, both respected him so much that they had a ceasefire in his honor. Okay, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, also known as Frontier Gandhi, also known as Pasha Khan. Pasha Khan. Cool. 10 points there to Shreeja. Next, direct to Ahsaas. Nicknamed Jimbo, he was born in Alabama in the United States, but now resides in London, UK. He was one of the co-founders of Bomis, which is a web portal featuring adult content, but later founded a website which is one of the most visited sites in the world today. He was named one of the most influential people in the world by Time magazine in 2006. Who are we talking about? So let's look at all the hints. Nicknamed something, born in the US but now lives in London, co-founders of a web portal featuring adult content. And then, so that is why it's interesting that he moved from adult content to something else, which is one of the websites, which is one of the most visited sites in the world. He's also one of the most influential people in the world, according to Time magazine in 2006. Yeah, who are we talking about?
Jimmy Wales.
Yeah, it is Jimmy Wales. What a
Hey,
great
wow.
answer.
Woo.
bro.
Good one.
अभी
Great
मैं
answer.
आराम
It
से
is-
सोऊंगी कि मैं 0 पॉइंट पे नहीं हारी हूँ. अभी तुम लोग खेल लो, मैं जाती हूँ.
Yeah, it is Jimmy Wales. Jimmy Wales, the man behind Wikipedia, and that's why very, very important in the world of quizzing. I remember college ke time pe we used to have Wikipedia logo, and when we on the first slide of a quiz, saying all thanks to this website, it has changed our life. It has changed our life, guys. This website is the best. And yeah, and Jimmy Wales once came to Trichy, and we all went, "Oh my God, Jimmy Wales India aa raha hai."
Was he lost?
Okay.
Did you think he actually knew everything on his website? Like, bro, ये सब दिमाग से लिखता है, bro.
खुद बैठ के लिखता हूँ.
उसका ब्लॉग पढ़ा है, उसमें सब सब्जेक्ट है.
Confirm करने आया है वो.
Okay, super. It is Jimmy Wales. Jimmy Wales, man behind Wikipedia. Okay, which means next direct to Kanan. X is a form of folk theatre said to have originated in 18th century Maharashtra. The plays originated as entertainment for encamped armies. The word literally translates, the word literally translates to drama in various Indian languages. What is this form of folk theater that we are talking about?
Natak.
No, not Natak. Shaad,
Worth a shot.
but good guess. Not Shaad.
Maharashtra. I don't know, man. Is it ballet? No. Is it Kathak?
Kathak? No, not Kathak. Shreeja?
Is it barley?
No, not Varli. Ahsaas?
Is it Tamasha?
It is Tamasha. What a great answer again.
Oh.
It is Tamasha.
Tested, bro.
Tamasha it is. Tamasha. Tamasha is a form of folk theater originated in 18th century and literally translates to drama in various Indian languages. Yeah,
That's a very clear photo for the 18th century.
Yeah. I didn't know these guys were that old.
Yeah, dude. Who knew that spikes were still in fashion then?
Yeah, cool. Great. Tamasha is correct. Next, direct to Kanan since Ahsaas got Tamasha. X is a pop love song by an Indian artist Y released in 1998. Okay, now let's look at the story of the song. At the time, critics complained that his music was only popular due to his videos that featured beautiful women dancing. Okay, so he was being criticized कि तेरे video are seriously popular because so Y's response was to say that okay, I will create a video that will only feature me. So he created a music video. This music video was the first video made in India using green screen technology, which allowed the singer to superimpose his image over various computer generated backgrounds. Okay, which famous late 90s pop love song are we talking about? And the artist, of course, X and Y.
I just know the other dance move.
It is Tunak
Daler
Tunak Tun
Mehndi.
by Daler Mehndi. It is Tunak Tunak Tun by Daler Mehndi. That was his response.
What's the opposite of a beautiful woman? Me, many times.
Me repeated several times. Okay. Wow. 10 points to Kanan for Tunak Tunak Tun. Finally living up to his Gill surname. Huh, Kanan? Nice. Okay. Next direct will be to Shaad. Shaad, there's an organization whose logo I've given on the screen. ID this organization which owns this brand, TJ's, whose previous employees of this brand in some sense include people like Sanjay Gandhi, Anna Hazare, Milkha Singh, Arvind Kejriwal, Subrata Roy. And this brand produces food, apparel, furniture, paintings, paper products. Which organization are we talking about that owns this brand?
Is it TJ's? No. I didn't.
Yeah. Take a look, read carefully. Very workable.
I don't know. Is it Tata Juice Syndicate?
Not Tata Juice Syndicate. Shreeja?
HUL.
Not HUL. Ahsaas?
I know it's a Tihar jail thing.
Yeah, that is correct. That's all
the
I
answer.
wanted. That's the answer. Tihar jail.
Yeah.
It is correct. 10
पीछे में
points to
कोई इसका
Ahsaas.
organization का नाम या कुछ है.
That's a very
Tihar
fun
jail.
logo
Yeah.
for a jail.
They're not advertising their jail services. It's products made in Tihar jail.
बिस्किट के कवर पे थोड़ी ऐसा लोग ऐसा चक्की पीस रहे हैं.
You should see the iPhone logo then. It's people.
Yeah, oh wow. 1 point extra for Kanan for commentary on capitalism. This brand produces food, apparel, furniture, paintings. TJs stands for Tihar jails, and that is why these names are important. All of these names have been to Tihar jail. So in some sense, they have been employees of this. Sanjay Gandhi, Anna Hazare, Milkha Singh, Arvind Kejriwal, and of course Subrata Roy Sahara. So Roy Sahara to like is distinguished employee there. Okay. Tihar jail is correct. Ahsaas gets 10 more points.
तो ये actually retail में बिकते हैं ये चीजें.
हाँ.
Dude, it's weird.
वहाँ उनका स्टोर भी है बाहर. हाँ, sorry Shaad.
It's weird to imagine that Arvind Kejriwal and Chintu the Khuni were colleagues.
Okay, that brings us to the end of the first half of the quiz. Ahsaas on the back of Tamasha, Jimmy Wales, and Tihar Jail is on 30.
What a comeback.
Kanan Gill on the back of Eric Clapton, starting from scratch. Tunak Tunak Tun and Vladimir Putin is on 40. Shaad from breaking a leg and pouch for marsupials is on 15. Shreeja with Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan is on 10. Now we start with Shreeja. Okay, this is applicable to some of the participants which are famous because X is a unit to measure fame. Okay, X is a unit that measures fame. Okay, it appeared in 1968 after Andy X. Okay, some guy, जिसका मैं सरनेम हटा दिया तो तुमको निकालना है. This is his famous quote. Okay, he said, "In the future, everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes." Okay, in the future, so basically his quote is very famous about being famous. Okay, so in some sense, 1x amounts to 15 minutes of fame. Oh, you had your 15 minutes of fame. So 1x amounts to 15 minutes of fame. In that sense, 1 kilo x is someone who is famous for 15,000 minutes or like 10 days. 1 mega x is famous for 15 million minutes or 28 years. Just tell me what is x in some sense. What is the unit to measure fame? And who essentially it comes because someone said in 1968, someone's iconic quote, whose first name is Andy, is in the future, everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes.
ये तो मुझे आना चाहिए दोस्तों. Pass, sorry.
Okay, passing to Shaad.
Is it Wonder?
No. Kanan?
Warhol. Andy Warhol.
It is Andy Warhol.
Andy
Warhol.
man, I thought
Andy.
it was way before his damn it.
Yeah, Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol says this about being famous, and then Warhol is now considered to be a unit to measure fame. Of course, all the images that you see on screen are Warhols. Okay, Kanan gets 10 points, and next direct will be to Ahsaas. From its earlier conception, we're talking about a symbol. Okay, we're talking about a certain symbol, and this is the history of the symbol. From its earlier conception, the symbol is believed to have been positive and encouraging of life. The modern name for the icon, when I say the icon, I mean the symbol, is derived from the Sanskrit dash. I've removed dash because dash is the symbol, means conducive to well-being. Like this is what it technically means, conducive to well-being. Now, overall in human history, it has been used by cultures around the world for myriad different purposes throughout history. Okay, so everywhere it has been used at different points for different purposes. For example, in Hinduism and Buddhism and Jainism, it is used as a symbol. In Christianity, as a stylized cross. In ancient Asiatic culture, as a pattern in art. In Greek currency. In medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque architecture. And on Iron Age, you can also see the symbol in Iron Age artifacts. Now, while the symbol has a long history of having a positive connotation, so all the above examples that we gave, the symbol had positive connotation. It was forever corrupted. Okay, now after a certain thing or certain time, the positive connotation mein thoda problem ho gaya. It's because it was used in one particular cultural context in 20th century, because of which the symbol became not so positive, is all what I can say. Read the question carefully, try and figure out the hints, and give me a guess. We'll start whenever Ahsaas is ready.
You're saying कि अभी वो इतना वो नहीं है positive.
Correct.
Currently.
For something that happened in 20th century. अभी भी positive, like I can't say beyond that. जो लिखा है उसके beyond, because that will be a big hit.
नाम नहीं पता होगा तो डिस्क्राइब करके दिखा दूं.
नाम एक्चुअली पॉपुलर है, तो मतलब नाम चाहिए होगा.
Swastik.
Yeah, swastika. That is correct. Wow, great answer. 10
प्योर
points
तो
to.
अभी भी है, पॉजिटिव तो अभी भी है मेरे घर के बाहर.
हाँ, इसलिए
Globally.
मैंने globally like swastika everyone now associates with Nazis.
Nazis.
Otherwise मतलब इसीलिए मैं बोल नहीं रहा था. मैं उस टाइम पे ये रिएक्ट करना चाह रहा था कि हाँ कुछ कल्चर में पॉजिटिव है बट कहीं कहीं नहीं है, बट वो नहीं बोलना चाह रहा था मैं. Great answer. It is swastika, which now we all can fit it into what I was saying कि historically positive connotation, but something happened और थोड़ा problem हो गया. 10 points to Ahsaas. Next
It was
direct
World
to
War. The something, in case anyone's wondering.
yeah.
Oh,
Next
thanks,
Oh.
man.
Hey, you're welcome, man. Just want to
Dude,
show off my
extra
knowledge.
trivia के लिए points है क्या?
Okay, next direct to Shreeja. The X, also referred to as glutton, carcajo or skunk bear, is the largest land-dwelling species of the family.
Mastizade. Oh.
Mustelidae है. Mastizade is actually filming with comedians because Virdas. It is a muscular carnivore, more closely resembling a small bear than other mustelids. Okay, solitary animal. So we're talking about an animal. It has a reputation to kill prey many times larger than itself. This animal is found primarily in the northern boreal forests, northern Canada and Alaska. But the reason we know the name of the animal is not because of this animal. It's an animal that is very well known because the comic character is named after this animal. Okay, so what animal are we talking about? चलो हिंट देखते हैं वापस.
वैसे small muscular carnivore तो लोग मुझे भी बोलते हैं.
It is also referred to as glutton, carcajo, skunk bear, largest land-dwelling species of this family, Mastizade. It is a muscular carnivore. It resembles a small bear. Okay, it's a very solitary animal. It has a reputation to kill prey many times larger than itself. Found in Canada, Alaska, and all that. But we know this animal, or we know this word, this name, is because a very well-known comic character is named after this animal.
I'll go with Shrek.
Not Shrek. Shaad.
I don't know, is it Hulk?
Not Hulk. Kanan.
Ugh, is it Mandrake?
Not Mandrake. Ahsaas.
Is it Wolverine?
Sorry.
Is it Wolverine?
It is Wolverine. 10 points to Ahsaas. It is Wolverine.
Damn.
That's a
Wolverine.
Oh.
Wolverine is an animal, and the comic character is named after this animal. Okay. Okay. Next direct will again be Shreeja's direct since Ahsaas got Wolverine. Shreeja, a brand question. Okay. Harry Pickup was a British inventor based in New Yorkshire. He's credited with inventing the lock and lift manhole covers seen all around the world today, and also a sealant for cast iron heating system called Oxypick. However, his most popular invention, in the sense that हम सबने सुना है वो, most popular invention of his is a brand called X, which came to be associated with a British slang for crazy or deranged. That's because a slightly modified version of the British phrase "round the bend," meaning crazy person, was used as a slogan by this brand. The slogan was "cleans round the bend." Okay, this brand is now owned by Reckitt Benckiser. Tell me, what brand are we talking about?
Is it Cuckoo in the Head? Cuckoo.
Cuckoo? No. Passes to Shaad.
I don't know, is it Mad? M-A-D?
No. Kanan?
Just hold on one second.
Yeah, sure.
I have no idea. Is it Bonkers?
Not Bonkers. Ahsaas?
Is it Harpic?
Yeah, it's right there. Harry Pickup, Harpic, the band that he invented.
But मुझे नहीं पता ये शब्द है ये. Hard
10 points. I kept saying, Shreeja, read the question carefully. It is Harpic, Harry Pickup, Harpic, and is also last brand he created was Oxypick, and cleans around the bend is a reference to how Harpic is used.
This is
Crazy.
crazy.
The clean round the bend. और Harpic क्या मिलेगा? Harry Pick.
That's
Oh,
Good
insane.
one, yaar.
I
Good one.
don't wash my bathroom ever, so I didn't.
Next direct will be Shreeja. No one is quite sure who invented X. Okay, but there are a lot of theories. The most widely spread rumor is that American socialite named X Samis created the drink for her friends in 1948. Okay, so it's a drink that we are talking about, that someone called X Samis. X is the same as the drink. One of our party guests was Tommy Hilton, who added the drink to the bar menu at his hotels. But this is not, probably this story is not true. Because the first importer of Jose Cuervo used the tagline X, it's more than a girl's name, in 1945, 3 years before Samis debuted her drink. ठीक है ना, यहाँ तक क्लियर है. 48 में लोग बोलते हैं कि इसका नाम आया, बट लोगों ने 45 का चीज निकाल लिया है कि एक टैगलाइन था जहां ये ऑलरेडी यूज हुआ था. Another story is that a man named Danny Herrera made the drink in his Tijuana restaurant in the 30s and 40s. लोग बोलते हैं उसके पहले से ये चल रहा है. Marjorie King, one of the showgirls there, was unable to drink any hard liquor but tequila. She wanted a cocktail using tequila, so Herrera began experimenting. He concocted the now famous drink and named it after the showgirl, because X, the word that we are looking for, is Spanish version of the name Marjorie. What are we talking about?
Margarita?
Yeah, that is correct. It is margarita.
Yeah.
10 points to Shreeja. Tequila-based cocktail. It is
Man,
margarita.
why is it that the answers that I know, everybody else also knows?
Oh, so you're saying this is an easy question?
Yeah,
Like I
that's what
thought,
I'm saying.
Shad. Okay.
I deserve all of your points.
Okay, Shad. Okay.
Okay. Shreeja got it right. Next direct is Shaad. Shaad, now we're talking about a very popular internet theory, okay? And there's a graph to explain that theory. You need to just tell me what is the blank, or tell me what theory are we talking about. So let's look at what all are there in the graph in case you can't see.
Oh, this is DiCaprio.
It is DiCaprio. The theory is DiCaprio refuses to date any woman above 25. So this graph shows his girlfriend's age and his age. Giselle Buncan, there's Camille Morana, Blake Lively, and the answer is Leonardo DiCaprio.
I also went on reddit.com/today I learned today. It was the topmost post.
Great crack by Shaad. It is Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay. Shaad gets 10 points. Next direct to Kanan. Kanan, being a patriotic UK citizen, James Bond tends to prefer British luxury cars when his globe-trotting adventures demand a fast set of wheels. They haven't always been X cars, but in the iconic movie Goldfinger, Q packed all of Band's gadgets into an X DB5. Okay, so X is a brand name, DB5 is a model. He even drove an X in the book version. So even in the book version of James Bond, he mostly drove this car, although it was an earlier model, of course. Other Bond films to feature this brand include Honor Majesty Secret Service, GoldenEye, Casino Royale, Skyfall. Essentially, the question is, what car brand do you associate most closely with James Bond?
Is this Patanjali?
हमें
Sorry,
Q guess करना है या X?
Nice. Aston Martin.
It is Aston Martin. Aston Martin is correct. 10 points to Kanan. Aston Martin is correct, which now means next direct will be to Ahsaas. Direct visual question. Just put funda, look at the image and tell me what this image is showing. One word that I just want a one word answer.
क्या होता है?
वन वर्ड एक हमको ऐसा ये इमेज देख के एक वन वर्ड आंसर देना है कि ये सारे जो चीजें इस इमेज में दिख रही हैं वो कैसे कनेक्ट होती हैं आपस में.
I pass.
Okay, Ahsaas passes, goes to Shreeja.
This can be just a word, or is it a concept, or are you not allowed to tell?
All I'm saying is I'm looking for a one word answer. If you can summarize your concept in one word, great.
Oh, is this consumerism?
Not consumerism. Shaad?
Okay, I have a doubt. So is the question, how are they related to each other, or as a term, like how are these art described?
How are they
their
related to each other?
Is it Banksy?
It is Banksy. Yeah, that is
Okay.
correct. Banksy is the fund I was looking for. 10 points to Banksy.
I was staring with this
Sorry.
cap. Shaad, why couldn't you pass? Literally, this is from the Banksy Museum.
I was confused between Banksy and graffiti because all of his works are
No.
graffiti also.
Not all.
Yeah,
But like the
Not-
ones that were shown, no?
yeah, but then graffiti में तो बहुत सारी चीजें आ सकती है ना. You know what I mean?
Right, fair.
Like
Rahul loves puja.
or Clapton is God.
Yeah.
Fair.
The last question of the semi-final. This is Kanan's direct. Kanan, this is a edited excerpt from a book by Alexander Cockburn. Essentially, you need to tell me who are we talking about? We're talking about X and his much debated love for animals. Okay, so we are trying to. You need to tell me an individual's names. An individual's name, and this excerpt from a book basically talks about his love for animals. Now let's look at the excerpt. Why leaders? I don't want why. I just want X. Why leaders were noted for love of their pets and for certain animals, notably apex predators like the wolf and the lion. X, now we are talking about the person, a vegetarian and hater of hunting, adored dogs and spent some of his final hours in the company of Blondie, whom he would take for walks outside at some danger to himself. Okay. He had a particular enthusiasm for birds and most of all for wolves. Dash said, so I've intentionally just removed the name. He said famously, the only real friend one has in the end is the dog. The more I get to know the human species, the more I care for my Benno. He also agreed with X that meat eating is a perversion in our human nature and that Christianity was a symptom of decay since it did not urge vegetarianism. In their very fine essay on these contradictions, there are two guys who just wrote this essay. They made three observations. First, as just noted, many Y leaders harbored affection towards animals, but antipathy to humans. That's a big hint. Y leaders had a lot of affection for animals, but not for humans. X was given films by a Maharaja. Okay, so this guy was given films by a Maharaja, by an Indian king, which displayed animals killing people. Okay, animals killing people. So X watched that film with equanimity. Another film showed humans killing animals, and X covered his eyes and begged to be told that the slaughter is over. Just tell me which guy are we talking about. Have a look, read carefully, and tell me the answer.
This Maharaja thing is the confusing one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so ignore the Maharaja thing is what I'll say.
Okay.
Is
Is
what
it
I would
Hitler?
suggest. It is Adolf Hitler.
Ah.
10 points to Kanan. 10 points to Kanan. It is Hitler. Yeah, because Maharaja used to travel. They were friends, like rich people used to travel. And Y was, of course, Nazis. And a lot of debate about Nazis' love for animals and Hitler's insane love for dogs, etc. And then hate for humans. And that is what the funda was. Okay, insane second half. We had Ahsaas who got Wolverine, Harpic, and Swastika. So back to back, like Swastika, Wolverine, Harpic. She got 30 more in the second half, and she ends with 30 plus 30. She ends on 60. Okay, she ends on 60. We'll come back to Kanan. I'm going to Shaad first. Shaad had 15 in the first half, and then he got two beautiful answers in the second half. He got Leonardo DiCaprio and also Banksy. So 20 more, and Shaad ends on 35.
Woo!
Shaad ends on 35.
I'm not last.
Shreeja had 10 in the first round, and then she got Margarita in the second half. So she ends on 20.
Well played.
And then we have, that's why I wasn't disclosing score, because the match was down to the last question. And that's why I said Adolf Hitler question was really, really important, because had Kanan missed Adolf, just like a lot of Germans missed in 1920s, he would
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie. Valkyrie was also a question in quarterfinal 3,
Oh.
Valkyrie was a question that went around twice and no one got it and went to the audience. Kanan answered Adolf Hitler, and he wins this quiz on that question because he
Yeah,
ends on
wow.
70 points.
Oh.
70. Had Kanan missed that, anything would have happened. But Kanan had 40 in the first half. Then he got Andy Warhol, he got Aston Martin, and got Adolf Hitler. So basically anything that came from Europe and North America, Kanan got. Uh, 70 to Kanan Gill, which means we now have the first finalist of Quizzing with the KVizzing, Kanan Gill. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Back in the
Well
finals.
played. Well played.
Back in the finals. A lot of
Happy for you.
congratulations to Shreeja for being here and being the winner of the quarterfinal. No, like qualifying from quarterfinal and being a
Thanks.
semi-finalist
Yes,
and getting
बहुत
some great
बढ़िया.
answer. Shaad Shafi, some awesome answer. Banksy was a great crack. And of course, the शुरू में जो तुमने वो बोला था phrase वाला answer, which was break a leg, which, like very confident, great answer. And of course to someone who almost won in some sense, with some great comeback. After like first 5 questions she had 0, I think, but then Wikipedia helped, like it helped every quizzer all over the world. Jimmy Wales, and then Tamasha, Tihar Jail, and then back to back Wolverine, Harpreet, Swastik. Great, well played. Ahsaas, 60, first runner up, almost there. But yeah, see you guys. Bye.
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 Bye.